Hello class, and welcome to our 14th lecture series on microeconomics. And I'm your instructor Jamal Haider. Okay, so our final exam is decided to be on 29th of June, same timing from 9 to 11, right? So paper going to be like of 2 hours, and the paper pattern going to be the same as like we did in our midterm. So we are going to have our true false, multiple choice questions, and then we are going to use some short questions as well. So this, this is the way I'm going to be testing the final exam. So there won't be any graph because we will be covering the after mid contents. So it means all the markets, right? There are 4 markets: perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and then we covered factor of production, and today's chapter is about discrimination, right? So majority of the part I'm going to be testing your concepts. I'm not going to give you long questions and you are going to like answer me in pages. No. So I'm going to be give you, testing you. It's like 80% I'm going to be testing you from true, false, and MCQ. So I'm going to be heavily testing on your concepts, right? And short questions, I'm going to give you a question and you need to answer. And you need to answer is, not more than in 3 lines. So short questions, no more than. If you can just answer in bullet point, 1 bullet point, or just in 1 sentence, I will consider it's enough. But that sentence must cover the complete answer. Okay? So that's all. And regarding these practice questions, I have already uploaded these MCQs, true, false, short question, long question, critical questions, these kind of like practice question already on your Blackboard discussion forum under practice question tab. So you can just download over there as well. And if you want me, I will also send you after this class to the WeChat group as well. I think I would send you in WeChat group as well. Okay, so don't you worry about that. Right, guys? So any question regarding our midterm exam, midterm pattern?
For the short questions, do we have to like write it in a paper or can we type and send it also in a Microsoft?
No, remember this one. Last time there was a huge mistake. Although I repeated a couple of times that you cannot edit through computer. It must be handwritten. I already allowed you a choice of using ePen. Okay, so you can fill it out from ePen, or you can use, the, paper and pencil, blank paper. You can take a picture, you can paste it like assignment, you can just send it to me. Right?
So do you mean you will answer full the exam by handwriting, right?
Yes, handwriting.
Okay, cool.
Okay, no more computer. Okay, I think I should write it down. Here we go. I would write it down here so that we may not have any confusion left. computer edited answers to part 2, right, are restricted or not permitted. Got it, guys? For part 2. For part 1, it's just like you can have B and like true, false. You can use computer edited version as well, so I don't have any problem with that. Okay, for part 1, that is your restriction. You cannot use computer to type the answers. You must write it down either through ePen or use your pen on paper. So a smart choice is that, because part 2 is not going to be long. It's going to be, I think, not more than four short questions. That's it. For 4 short questions, you can just take a print, or you can solve it on ePen on the same part 2, or you can take a blank page, write down your name, write down part 2, and you can just write it down. Okay, answer for for question 1, answer for question 2, answer for question 3. But do not write long paragraphs. I'm not in the favor of long paragraph, because I want to test your knowledge, not your English skills to memorize stuff and all those stuff, right? If you can answer me in 1 line, I will give you all 5 marks, right? So are we clear? So let me ask individually, so we may not have any confusion. David, are we clear?
Yeah, I'm fully clear.
Dijodi?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay, Faik?
It's clear, sir.
Hyunjin
Yeah,
Kim?
it's clear.
Hyunjin Kim? Jacob?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah, got it.
Paulo?
Yes, yes, understood.
Marilyn?
Sir, I have a question.
Just wait a minute. Marilyn, Miria,
Yes, sir.
Nam, Osama, Pino,
Yes, sir.
Rodriguez.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good.
Clear, only clear.
Good. Yes. Who want to ask question?
Sir, like at the end, we're gonna take the photos of the paper and we'll mix it in the Word document, or we'll send you the photos.
No. Remember that one. Photos are not allowed, because it's really hard for me to check photos answers. Right?
Okay. It will be only in your WeChat or also BB.
You can submit on WeChat, like we did in our midterm. Exactly, the pattern is going to be like midterm. So,
All right.
okay, one more time, one more thing that I want to discuss here. So paper going to be like, I'm going to be testing, or I'm going to be giving you final exam in 2 parts. Part 1, part 2. Also, I'm going to be uploading its answer key as well. So y'all, you need to do, just put your answer in those. I shouldn't use the keyword. I should answer file. All you need to do, just fill it out. This answer file. That's it. Fill in. Right? So for part 1, of course, there's going to be a time limit. And many of you guys, they are not in favor of giving you like strict timing. But I also need to respect for those students who are really hardworking. So I know you are ethical people, you are smart people, but remember, you are also technological, freak guys, because you know the technology best. And there are some students who really want to take advantage in negative sense to cheat. So I would be limiting the window of opportunity for those cheaters. So I'm going to be giving you a time limit for part 1, right? So of course they're going to be like, strictness, and also, the time limitations, so that you can just fill it out and you don't have much time to support others by any means. So I hope you respect that timing for part 1. For part 2, I'm going to giving you enough time. It's going to be 4 short questions. And you can just write it down 1 line, 1 sentence, or 2 sentences. I'm okay with the answer if that answer is complete. That's it. Right? So for that one, I'm going to give you ample time. For example, 30 minutes or maybe like more than 30 minutes to do for this part 2. But for part 1, I would be very restricted, and I would be very strict as well. If you submit your file after the time, believe it or not, I'm not going to be accepting your part 1 file. I'm going to be telling you straight at that point that, sorry, you failed your part 1. And for part 2, of course, part 2 is for minimum marks for 20%. So you can just imagine that how important it is for you guys to submit the part 1 on time. So are we clear?
Yeah.
Guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Any more questions? Okay. Okay, today we will be starting chapter 19, which is earnings and discrimination. So in our previous, class, we talked about market for factor of production, right? In which we talk about that, the labor market wages, how they are determined, right? So if that is the case, then why we see that some people are given below equilibrium wages or above equilibrium wages? So we'll talk about this tagline at the end of this chapter, that what are the reasons and who determines those reasons, who want those reasons. So the introduction of this chapter is that so there are differences in earning in United States. So why we are talking about United States? Because your book is basically US centric. So we'll talk about more in US perspective. So don't worry about that. You can apply in your own country as well. And you will see that these kind of differences or these kind of differences in earning as well, right? So a typical physician earns about 200,000 a year, while a police officer is earning 50,000 a year. These protect humans, right, from diseases, and police protect also humans from robbers, thieves, right? They provide justice. So why there is a huge difference of earning? A typical farmer earns $20,000 a year. So that person who grows food for you, without food you are nothing. Even if you are Bill Gates, you are Elon Musk, whatsoever, you cannot survive. But still, he is earning minimum wage. So, do you find a huge gap between the salaries? Yes, of course, we find that, right? So, then what are the reasons? Does it mean that we are discriminating, against farm workers, that they are paid less than the police officer and the physician?